Okay, so we're going to make a plain white loaf of bread in my $10 bread machine. And I'm just doing about the half loaf, the 450 gram, because that way I have fresh bread every day. All right, so you grab the container out and you always pop the liquid in first. So we're going to do 1 cup of warm water. I don't check the temperature, I just get warm water out of the tap. Tablespoon of oil, you can use whatever oil you like. 2.5 cups of plain white self-raising flour, but of course you can switch your self-raising or your white flour out to, you know, whatever you want, wholemeal, etc. 7 grams of yeast. I'm using the sachet. That's my last sachet. Actually, I've bought the bigger container of it. It's much cheaper. That's 7 grams. That's about half of a teaspoon. Half of a tablespoon, actually. A tablespoon-ish of sugar. And half a teaspoon of salt. That's it. Okay, so pop it back in, make sure it's locked. Now if you, I don't know what your machine does, but if you were wanting to put in nuts, seeds, anything like that, you totally can. This will actually, now I'm pushing a button, it doesn't clip open, I generally have to pull it, so I can't be bothered doing that, but this will actually open up at a certain time in the mixing process of the machine, and it will drop those ingredients in. If you're putting something in like a spice, so for example this morning I made a loaf that had cinnamon in it. When I heard that this had dropped, I came over and popped the cinnamon in at the same time. Okay, so I'm going to make some choices here. So I have chosen the 450 gram option, I have chosen medium crust color, and now I'm just going to press start, and in 3 hours and 13 minutes we will have a beautiful loaf of white bread. For anyone who makes their bread outside of a bread machine, which is what I've always done, look at this. This is the only cleaning up I have. I have a loaf here packed up that I made earlier this morning for a friend who's on his own, so I'm going to drop that off to him this afternoon. Look, it just doesn't get easier than this. I've actually tried to figure out the cost of that half loaf size bread. I'm having trouble doing that. The best I can guesstimate is it's somewhere around $1, $1.25 perhaps, and you can't beat that smell of fresh bread, can you?